in the endless days. Tell me what the sorrow of my life may dream. Yo, lanjut story ya guys ya. Bicara dengan Aventwin. Wabin, mana Wabin?
Ah, friend. My expression wasn't much better than yours when I first saw this. Your eyes aren't deceiving you. It's her. The famous singer, Robin.
No. Bagaimana mungkin? Tapi bagaimana mungkin?
Well, first of all, can I just say that this had nothing to do with me? I'm just an unlucky bystander here. The family can testify for me. If you don't believe me, just ask anyone in the Bloodhound family. They hate me and they hate the IPC, so they'd never lie. This is not where the crime happened. What I showed you was a memory. The most basic light cone manifesting tech, authorized by the Garden of Recollection and owned by the IPC.
Memory.
Did you really think the Galaxy Rangers were outsiders this whole time?
Katanya dia
Penacony has made a solemn commitment to protect the safety of anyone inside a family dream.
Yeah.
Any person in distress will be forcibly awakened and safely returned to reality.
Oh, bahaya akan dibangun.
What gives them the confidence to make such conclusive statements? Because behind this promise is the harmony. The family's Dreamweavers link up their minds together to construct an unbreakable defensive line.
Tapi bukannya Acewan tuh ngebunuh si Ifit ya? Ifit kan pejawanan, berarti dia sebenarnya bukan di Penacony dong. Bukan Swau di Penacony.
Breaking through this line of defense to create death in the dreamscape. Not even a memo keeper could do that without the family's permission.
Mematakan garis pertahanan ini.
Who could have done it, friend? The only one is her. The girl who calls herself a Galaxy Ranger. An imposter. An unsought guest. An emanator who hides her true identity.
Waduh, gak ikut-ikutan sih kalau saing tuduh-tuduhan aja kalian berdua.
Ifrit's death was a foregone conclusion. And Robin? Her misfortune was staring right at her. Who will be the next to die?
Kamu. Haha, aku juga tidak akan percaya siapa-siapa.
It's fine. Listen to your gut. Building trust always takes time, and I'm willing to wait. I just hope you realize that wherever that legacy is concerned, covert plans are already underway throughout Penacony. Everyone's got their own agenda. Careful you don't get stuck on the wrong side. If I were you, I'd keep my distance from Acheron. After all, any schemes out in the open are always going to be better than a monster in the shadows, right?
Tapi aku nggak percaya sama kamu.
Say there isn't an even deeper conspiracy lurking beneath the surface.
Memo Keeper, I think our little deal is finished.
Aventurine is telling the truth. This memory is a real one, and there's no sign of any distortion grafting on.
Mantap.
The IPC is
Tapi
not
bohong juga
guarded,
bisa.
and there are real limits to what they can actually do. But you know all this. Friend, let's not beat around the bush here. The thing is, I want to reach out personally to team up with the Astral Express. I told you I'm just not interested in scrambling for the legacy. I just came to Penacony for work. I'm here to retrieve some lost property for the IPC, if you catch my drift. I'm talking ownership of this frontier prison. This has all become a bad debt thanks to the cancer of all worlds. The IPC has tried sitting down for negotiations time and again, but the family wouldn't even take our calls. You have no idea how difficult these people are to deal with. Put it this way. They've hushed up the existence of death before, so they can definitely cover up any news about Robin's death. It'll just quietly float off like a bubble and pop. Nobody ever being the wiser. That's not fair, right? So then, friend, I need your help.
Ako din ako bisa
That's
percaya
fine.
kamu.
I'm
No?
not forcing you.
No.
But I'm really not asking for much, so why don't you at least hear me out, okay? I have but only
Basa-basi.
one goal. The family's front door is like a high wall, and to tear the whole thing down, I'll have to dig out a few chunks first. Once I find a weak point, the IPC will have plenty of means. Now we have our chance. So long as we can get to the truth behind her death, we can have justice for Robin. While also gaining a valuable bargaining chip for bringing the family to the table.
Ya mau sih, cuma
Truly a once-in-a-blue-moon
gue nggak
opportunity.
percaya sama Bu.
I've been investigating and making lots of friends all over Penacony precisely for this very moment.
Aduh, mencurigakan banget.
This
Evangelina.
tragic news would be extremely bad for the family. So they'll be doing everything they can to stop it leaking,
Ya, nggak salah.
especially to the IPC.
Family bakal
But I
nutup-nutupin.
trust that there are still a few factions that remain exceptions. And that's why I need you all.
I need you all.
The reputation of the Astral Express precedes you. And the Harmony will give you the fairest of appraisals. You get to find out really what happened and seek justice. And I get to put it toward completing my mission for the IPC. It's what you
Ya,
call
nggak
a
salah, cuma
win-win situation.
gue mau kerja sendiri. Aku tidak bisa memutuskannya sendiri.
Don't worry, just head back and talk things over with your companions. That navigator is really smart. She must understand the value of this deal.
Nggak tahu
Look,
ya.
here's my contact details. If you come to any conclusions, call me. Oh, and take this. A thorough investigation can always use a little more funding. Don't mention it.
Anjay, duit,
So long,
duit.
friend. I
Disogok.
really am looking forward to uncovering the truth about death with everyone.
Aventurine just sauntered off. He really doesn't mean to force it, but something still seems off.
What now? What are your plans?
Black Swan. What is she thinking?
Mencurigakan backsound mama. Jujur aja. Semua nggak ada yang bisa dipercaya, sumpah. Don't
On the
trust with
surface,
anyone.
this doesn't look like a bad deal for you. But Aventurine is a shrewd merchant whose scheme won't just be as simple as it appears to be. He doesn't know about Miss FireFly yet, but judging by your reaction, he may have noticed something going on and deliberately shifted topics to the truth of death
Yeah.
to try and pull you in line with his
Bisa
way
sih.
of thinking.
Tapi gue nggak percaya sama
That's
lu juga.
quick thinking and very sound logic. Aventurine is no fool, and working with him definitely
Ya,
has its
pasti ada
dangers.
risiko. Waduh, demi FireFly ya Tuhan. Demi FireFly sih. Tuh, walaupun tapi jangan tahu percaya aja sih sama Aventurine sebenarnya. masalah. Yang penting jangan kau percaya aja sebenarnya sama Ventuin. Sas banget soalnya. Ya demi FireFly sih.
That is something I agree on. Anyway, be careful out there. There's more than one way to blaze a trail.
Soal itu aku juga setuju. Mencurigakan.
In a dark forest beset by wolves, ensuring your own escape to safety should be your primary concern.
Di tengah hutan yang gue penuh, batasmu dan memastikan sebuah jalan kuat dan menyelamatkan diri.
As for the other questions...
Oh, bisa tanya semua tak? Oh. Apa benar kematian membunuh Morbid?
I'm not sure the two cases were committed by the same
Iya sih.
culprit, but that massive wound looked like its winged blade.
Ya nggak salah sih.
We've all witnessed it in action before. Plus, it seems unlikely that there would be two lethal entities loose in the dreamscape.
Bisa aja. Bisa aja. Wow, tahu dari mana Beksan? Oh. Tahu dari mana Anda nggak ada entitas kedua? Apa yang menurutmu hal ini ada hubungannya dengan Acela?
Sorry, I can't answer that question. That ranger is shrouded in mystery.
Ya.
I'm afraid no one is
Ranger yang
capable of providing
selalu
an answer.
tidak tahu
But
awal
without a
jalan
doubt,
pulang.
she is the most special guest. Plus, it seems unlikely, but without a doubt,
tidak akan
she is the
nanti, ya,
most
seperti yang baru
special
dikatakan.
guest at this banquet.
Wah, menjaga
It's like
jarak.
Aventurine said
Gue
just
lebih
then.
menjaga jarak sama
It's best to
Ventuin sih
keep your
daripada dia sih.
distance from her.
Jujur aja. Apa dia juga bahaya? Sebenarnya di Penacony ini masih ngambang semua gitu kayak. Ya yang bisa dipercaya cuma anggota Asta Express doang gitu.
At this banquet. It's like Aventurine said just then. It's best to keep your distance
Sebenarnya
from
Black
her.
Swan ini juga bisa dipercaya nggak sih? Gue juga jujur aja bingung ini. Apa kamu menyadari hal-hal lain yang tidak biasa?
Two victims appearing one after the other in a very short time span, in and of itself, that's very unusual. Two possibilities. The collapse of Penacony's dreamscape has started speeding up, making death extremely agitated and weakening the family's protections.
Waduh, iya ya.
Or
Cepet banget,
everything has been planned out and executed by someone.
Pak. Oh,
If someone
menarik sih kalau
has
ada
chosen
benaran.
these victims deliberately, first a smuggler, then a family celebrity, then this murderer's motives are worth thoroughly chewing over.
Tapi siapa yang nganukin? Watchmaker, ya? Watchmaker yang ngebuat si kematian ini. Ini nggak mungkin sih. So Watchmaker, ini nggak mungkin sih Watchmaker-nya. Aku tidak ada pertanyaan.
It's
lagi.
all happened so quickly, I can only make conjecture.
Ya kamu
After
mikirin
leaving
sana.
you, go have a chat
Pikir-pikir.
with your companions. I hope you can clarify the source of this confusion.
Udah, gue mau balik. Gue mau balik ke kereta aja, kagak mau di sini.
Come, this way. It's a short walk. Don't get lost.
Waduh. Waduh, apa nih? Kok mencurigakan? Oh, enggak. Scene yang tidak asing. Masih ada bekasnya ini. Bekasnya Sam.
This way. This is where we part ways. All of this is like a nightmare.
Nightmare, benar sekali.
Unfortunately, the remembrance doesn't lie. What we just saw is the reality that happened.
Tapi
And it won't
remembrance
fade
tidak
from
bisa
our
bohong.
minds just because we wake up.
Memori yang tidak bisa
But
bohong.
follow your heart and don't be
Black Swan yang
afraid.
bisa bohong.
We all walk through this world casting shadows of different
Tapi apakah
lengths.
bisa Black
And
Swan?
ultimately, all we leave behind
Bohong?
are precious memories.
Kalau memorinya benar. Gimana sih? Apa yang baru lihat, kenyataan ya tidak akan lupakan gitu saja karena kita bangun tidur. Ya nggak mungkin sih. Tapi jangan takut, ikuti kata hatimu. Setiap orang di dunia ini menebakkan bayangan dengan panjang yang berbeda-beda. Pada akhirnya kita pun akan meninggalkan kenangan yang berharga. Kenangan yang menyedihkan.
Hold on just a sec.
Ngapain bang?
There
Dikasih
you
kartu
go.
bang.
A small parting gift. If one day you unfortunately fall into the deep waters of the memory zone and there's no memo keeper to join you, hopefully it can guide you on my behalf.
Wow, kayak telepon.
I also pay great attention to the ways of the world. Just think of this as an apology from me for hiding something from you.
Begitu saja. Terima kasih. Aduh, begitu saja.
Then, I've something private to take care of regarding that Galaxy Ranger.
Wah.
Let's leave things there,
Monggo bang.
shall we?
Sana bang, urusin sana bang sama Galaxy Ranger sana. Sampai kena menta, kena trauma.
What fascinating memories will you bring for me next time we meet? I sincerely look forward to them.
Nah, jangan kamu ngambil memori saya. Privacy. Halo Mats. Habis ulang tahun Mats. Udah lama sih. 28. Oh no, kenapa Mats? Kalian di mana? Ya, mesti gue selamat santai ya. Gue baseball guy, anjay, baseball man. No. Jangan diingatkan lagi kamu Himeko, sialan. Tekan patung koki.
A family rep. Is Himiko okay?
Waduh, kata perpisahan dari Baeksan kata kecil dengan nomor semi 0. Sepertinya tidak termasuk dalam koleksi. Dalam kartunya dia sedang menatap takti dalam kabut. Kalau suatu hari tidak beruntung, nah ini omongan dia, tidak beruntung dan tenggelam. Hadiahnya akan mengakhiri aku dan memandumu. Keren bang, kartunya sama kartunya, berpegang pada kartu. Apa ini? Story baru ya? Story ya. Aku nggak tahu ada map baru nggak sih updateannya. Seharusnya ada, mungkin nggak ada.
So much has happened. I should take a moment to gather my thoughts and wait for everyone to arrive.
Oke. Kita berpikir dulu. Waduh, ini nih flashback.
Perish that blade now, Ranger.
Do you still dream, Hunter? Of those slain by your hand?
Oh my god. 2.1. Oh iya ding.
It appears the outcome has already been determined.
You're still alive, as are you. You still have room to make a choice. Leave the music box behind.
Choice. The bloody trail of the destruction leaves no room for
Gak
hesitation.
mau dia, udah mati udah. Bunuh saya tidak akan merelakan.
Even if you sacrifice your life for that Ian,
Ya, udah percaya tes
You won't
taksin
get special
jiwa sih
treatment.
jujur aja.
Ranger, you tread the narrow path of the hunt. You could never understand.
Jauhan si Acewan.
We come from the fire and are born bathed in fire. We spread, burn, and destroy until all the kindling has burned out and we leave only ashes on the ground. Burning forms the entire life of a fire people, from the beginning to the end. We are born to die, just to put into practice a profile of another universal truth. All things are created for
Diciptakan untuk
destruction.
didestruction. Andai.
your companions don't seem to think so. They fight for your chance at survival.
They are my children, and just as I was, they are flames that have yet to burn my heart. They still know. But my flames are faint, and time is running out. Can you see the planet of festivities in the distance? I plan to bring purgatory with me there. And before that,
Apa kematian itu cuma naivit? Nggak mungkin sih. Mungkin cuma naivit.
Why?
because on the path they have forged, you have traveled farther than I have. Emanator.
Nah to.
You cannot hide your true identity. Draw that sword, for we shall indeed remain here, bound to fight a decisive battle to the death, for I choose this. Destruction is intense, but brief. To crave and neglect of life is to endure an endlessly prolonged existence.
Even if the answer turns out to be your own destruction.
What is important is not the answer, but that it exists, just as you exist. Everything exists to be destroyed. Emanators are no different. Just as even sweet dreams may be born of the void, the so-called impossible is merely something that is yet to happen.
All right. I accept.
Mantap.
You shall witness the most brilliant and intense fire in existence. May this flame illuminate the farthest reaches of your bottomless dream.
Dua mereka.
A bottomless dream. Yes, that's right. But you've made one small mistake. This blade remains in its scabbard not out of pity or scorn. It's a personal secret that I don't want to disclose, but perhaps out of reciprocity. I'll reveal the truth to you.
Aku akan memberitahu kebenaran.
The hunt is not the path I truly follow. May death be the end of your boundless dream,
Jai!
guiding you back to the waking world.
Sama kayak FireFly.
I still see them in my dreams. Hold it. Your time hasn't come yet.
My time.
I've seen many clever disguises that can conceal appearances, but they can never cover up who a person really is. And you're no different. You had no desire to kill the Trailblazer. You only did what you did to drive me and the Memo Keeper away, but why?
Mengusikut dan memang.
Did Destiny's slave make you do it?
You know, Elio.
I thought this is just the kind of thing that'd get written into your script.
My script has always been brief. Other than that, anything beyond that is unnecessary.
Skripnya ternyata nggak lengkap ya.
He knows my nature. There is but a single destiny from which no one can escape. And until then, I hold the privilege of choice.
I am aware of
However, you appear to be ignorant of this. So it's time for me to inquire. Who exactly are you?
Not your enemy, perhaps.
That's not what I asked.
I don't deserve your curiosity. Loners wandering the cosmos always have their secrets. Take me. I'm wanted by the IPC, so it's little wonder that I know something about the Stellaron Hunters. That's all. Maybe I can help.
Oh, maybe I can help.
What reason would you have for doing that?
I tend to forget things. Which is why, rather than memories, I'm accustomed to using my emotions to capture what I normally wouldn't otherwise.
So,
I know who is inside that cold armor. How about it? Ready to take off that armor and sit down for a talk?
It's not yet time.
it's not yet.
I don't need help, but I can give you a suggestion that would make things better for you and me. If your goal is the Watchmaker's legacy, then go look into the family. Not only are they covering up the existence of death, but they're burying the past and the truth about what happens inside the dreamscape.
Inside the dreams.
Already on it.
And the Astral Express is no enemy of yours.
I know that.
Ya tahu juga.
I just never expected to hear you say it.
Oh iya ya, Stellaron Hunter kan.
What's next then?
Hmm.
The Trailblazer's been taken by Black Swan. Will you go look for her?
No need for that. No harm in mentioning that Elio's only given me one instruction.
Buat
Get
agar
all of the
semua
Astral
keluarga
Express
apa di sana.
to track down the Grand Legacy.
Tapi kan emang.
I tried settling this in an easier and more direct way.
Oh.
But as you can see, here I am, confronting you. I failed. Can't ever go against the
Aku
script.
mencoba menyelesaikan hal ini dengan cara yang lebih mudah dan langsung, tapi seperti yang kamu lihat, aku sekarang berdiri di sini berhadapan denganmu. Aku sudah gagal. Naskah itu tidak pernah bisa dilawan. Buat agar semua ku asta express, seharusnya ku anggapan ya yang ada kemungkinan dua itu juga termasuk ku sih, mantanku asta express untuk melacak warisan agung ya, berarti kan untuk Watchmaker Legacy itu kan. Tapi bukan emang tujuan awalnya tuh apa sih? Iya buat ini kan, buat Watchmaker kan kita pertama ke Penacony itu. Apa buat nyuit? Kayaknya dua tugasnya. Jadi sambil wibuan kita nyawi kebenaran dari pengirim apa ya? Lupa aku, kayak surat kok nggak salah ya. Pengirimnya itu dari decoding no. Intinya di apa ya namanya, dibaca gitu ya, dibaca mirip sama mesinnya Astra Express kalau nggak salah ya, udah ada lupa juga sih Astra Express. Makanya kemungkinan yang ngirim undangan itu dari mantanku Astra Express yang ada dua itu, dijelasin di awal siapa juga namanya lupa. Dan tugas kedua ya ini Watchmaker Legacy, ungkap kebenarannya kan, ungkap kebenaran di Penacony.
The so-called impossible is merely something that has yet to happen. That's it. Before we split, can I ask you one more thing? Is there anything else in your script about me? I'd like to know what kind of footnote I get to leave in that future foreseen
ada
my
mewah,
destiny.
Pak. Apa ada hal lain tentang aku di dalam naskah milikmu? Aku ingin tahu catatan kaki seperti apa yang aku tinggalkan di masa depan yang sudah ditentukan oleh takdir.
Unfortunately, not a thing came up.
Sayangnya tidak ada apapun yang muncul.
I knew it.
I know it.
Hang on.
Hang on.
I don't.
Don't. What?
Don't what? Ya, tidak pernah apa.
Your first question was, do you still have dreams about everyone who died because of you?
Pertanyaan pertamamu. Apa kamu masih memimpikan semua orang yang meninggal karenamu? Emang pertanyaan pertama ya?
Did Destiny's slave make you do it?
Apa kamu masih memimpikan semua orang yang meninggal karena?
I don't. Never have.
Oke. Aku tidak pernah memimpikan mereka, oke.
I was born without the ability to dream.
Wow.
I live for this cold, harsh reality. For a little light
Terus ini kan di mimpi.
and to burn. To keep on burning. Until I turn to ash.
Sumpah aku mikir, apa Sam tinggalnya di dunia mimpi ini karena dia nggak punya mimpi. Tapi kan enggak gitu juga sih konsepnya sih.
So, I really.
Iwi
Your
dong.
first question was, so I really envy you. Envy.
Is that so?
Is that so?
And you're already living in the waking world.
Sudah hidup di dunia kesadaran.
We heard about Miss Firefly
Ah!
and Black Swan.
Nah.
But
Jangan
We
diingetin
never
lagi.
expected Miss Robin to.
I'm sorry. that I couldn't be with you then.
Reality cruises on in serenity, while undercurrents bubble up from the dreamscape. Just like that memo keeper said. Stay strong, everyone. We can still do what we can for them. Starting with finding the murderer.
Ya madawe sih
Let's
kematian itu.
recap everything then. The Trailblazer just reminded me of something. Marge, do you remember what that family rep who negotiated with us said?
Indeed, we trust that the Nameless has nothing to do with this.
Ya kami.
And we
tidak
also beg
mengenal.
each of you to help assist the family in verifying the identity of the deceased. That's how it was put, in reference to Miss Firefly.
Oh, dan kami juga meminta masing-masing dari kalian untuk membantu family memverifikasi identitas sama.
Looking back, he seemed a little evasive at the time. And he also failed to mention anything about the earlier murder, too.
Dipikir-pikir dia tampak sedikit mengelak saat itu. Dia juga sama sekali tidak menyebutkan apapun tentang pembunuhan yang sebelumnya.
The family's planning on covering up all news about Miss Robin's death.
Ya nggak salah kalau
If
itu.
news gets out, Penacony is going to turn into a bloodbath.
But the murder that followed closely after was obviously beyond their anticipation. The family had to try and turn things to their advantage by bringing in reinforcements from outside. The Charmony Festival is nearly here. They must be snowed under.
It may also be that Miss Firefly's murder had so many witnesses that it couldn't be covered up. So they went with the flow and let more people on the scene to control the situation. After all, the nature of the two murders is fundamentally different. The family's first protective measure should be against malicious actors among the guests, such as that IPC envoy.
IPC. Apa? Oh. Sorry guys. Dia memang punya niat buruk. Aventurin memang waspada. Ya, waspada dan
Indeed.
jawab.
He was particularly concerned about that Galaxy Ranger.
Galaxy Ranger. Yep.
Are we missing the forest for the trees here? I always felt that Aventurine's reasons for accusing Miss Acheron were highly subtle. Can we believe him?
At this point, I'm afraid the only ones we can
Yeah, but
trust are ourselves.
Also, yep.
Look, let's try to gather intel first and then list all the possible outcomes we can. Then we go through them, eliminating contradictions one by one. The fewer facts remaining, the closer we are to the truth. I've still got this sense of foreboding. It's like we're stuck in a whirlpool, spinning around that legacy even after everything that's happened.
This time we're playing the role of a real detective. But before we start, what are we going to say to the family and Aventurine?
As I see things, the family harbors
emang
no
punya
ill will
sih.
towards the Astral Express.
Dia cuma pengen
If they
ngelindungi
didn't
aja.
trust the crew, they wouldn't have casually commissioned outsiders to investigate a case that's in all likelihood a scandal.
Ya, dia cari bantuan
Plus,
dari luar.
This is the family's turf. Teaming up with them should make things easier for us in the future.
Nah ya, itu bisa make
As
sense.
for that Aventurine, well, I'd like to hear your
Aventurine.
thoughts.
He's complex. He deliberately slow-played his hand during negotiations while running circles around us all the while. He appealed convincingly to both reason and emotion. It wasn't forced, but the intent.
Tapi sepanjang percobaan ini dia sebenarnya hendak mengacau kita.
Was obvious. Still, it's good to have contacts among all this uncertainty. Aventurine showed his skills, and as far as our interests are aligned, he can become a reliable ally.
Waduh, yakin
We
dah.
also need to keep a certain distance from the family. Never let them get too close. Teaming up with the IPC helps balance that out. If either side makes a move, we have the option to pull out.
Kita juga menjaga jarak dengan family, jangan biarkan mereka tahu dekat. Oh, si APC sama family yang bekerja sama dengan APC bisa membantu menyeimbangkan keadaan ini. Kalau salah satu pihak mengambil tindakan, kita punya pilihan untuk mundur. Jadi mereka berdua yang musuh gitu ya.
So you suggest accepting Aventurine's
Sama-sama
proposal to
accept
team
kan
up?
intinya kan.
Yes. It's risky, but we can only wait until both sides have played their cards before making any further judgments.
I get why, but there's a whole lot of bad guys and girls around here, and I'm worried about getting stabbed in the back. She's been bullied a few times now, and I can't stand it anymore.
Step. Aku paham. Tapi ini banyak lagi kita berbahasa. Aku sih kalau nanti maaf jadi kita yang dihianati. Mats. Aku selalu siap ditindas kapan saja. Tidak apa-apa, ada banyak hal lain yang bisa dimanfaatkan dari dia kok. Tidak apa-apa, ayo kita fokus ke gambaran besarnya dulu saat ini, untuk saat ini ya.
You're like a broken record.
Kata Tessa yang suka mengangkat
Forget about it. Just let me keep an eye on him. If that doesn't work, we can just turn the tables and use him instead.
Oke, boleh.
Then could you please reply to Aventurine? Everyone, take this time to put together your thoughts.
Bagus, ternyata kamu membahas cepat-cepat Nah, sekarang kita harus saling bantu. Semoga kerjasama kita berjalan lancar. Aku kasih hadiah kecil supaya kedepannya lancar terus. Anjing emang. Menyediakan jasa joki cak. Menyediakan jasa joki gacha untuk akun game milikmu. Gue pengen digacain Aventuin bang. Bang, gacain saya bang. Gacain saya bang, menyediakan jasa joki gacha bang. Bang Kaiwangi Aventuin bang. Wah, segini doang. Jangan gegabah kalau gua uang. Makasih bos. Wah, segini doang. Kok asalnya biasa aja, tambahin lagi 100.000 dong. Buktikan kalau kamu bukan Sultan Gano. Ups, tadi aku salah pencet nominal. Nih, aku tambahkan sedikit lagi. Semoga sukses. Anjay, pasti sama dugaanku. Fami mau mengupu masalah bindam-dam. Ya pasti, jadi kasus itu cukup kita yang saja yang tahu. Di sisi lain, ayo kita lihat alasan apa yang mereka siapkan untuk kalian. Aku permisi dulu ya, aku nantikan penampilan yang memukau dari kalian semua.
Looks like Aventurine is happy with this outcome. Let's tell everyone about it.
Namun, apa pandangannya mampu menjawab status? Anjing Mats. Wah, Mats itu pengen nonton Robin padahal itu udah di situ anjing posisinya.
Aventurine's goal is to try and recapture Penacony for IPC. To do this, he'll have to bring down the family in its entirety to create a big enough chance. The existence of death will be covered up by the family. So how does he plan on taking them down? It's gotta be something important enough that everyone will notice. But it also can't be anything too out in the open.
Mungkin dia akan mengincar hotel.
An attack on the hotel guests? Unlikely. Penacony's guests include quite a few bigwigs known throughout the whole cosmos. People who not even the IPC would dare take lightly. Aventurine is a shrewd merchant, and there's no way he doesn't know that.
Nggak mungkin pak, musuh di hotelnya mengincar family.
Aventurine has devoted considerable attention to her. But this galaxy
Ya benar,
ranger,
nggak ada info sama sekali.
we know hardly anything about her. I can't rush to any conclusions.
Mungkin dia mengincar family.
He's definitely going for the family, and it's just a matter of how. The harmony is strong in Penacony, and almost impossible to take on head-to-head. The fact that the IPC dispatched Aventurine shows that they do not intend to simply play by the book here.
Bagaimana caranya masih belum tahu. Kuasa harmoni di Penacony sangat kuat dan lebih mustahil untuk dihadapi secara langsung. Melihat bagaimana IPC mengirim Aventurine menunjukkan bahwa mereka tidak berniat untuk sekedar bermain sesuatu di sini. Mungkin dia akan mengincar style space.
I was also considering this possibility, especially because he respects you so much and has sought you out before a few times. Perhaps he's also unsure of your intentions and is probing you.
Mungkin dia juga tidak yakin dengan niatmu dan sedang mengitikimu. Make sense. Masih belum ada kesimpulan yang bisa
I'm
kita
just speculating. In any case, we have to be careful when handling Aventurine. He's skilled at reading people and discerning the right moment to strike. He's clearly a born gambler if he's willing to go all in to win.
Yap. Penjudi. All in.
Aventurine said something that concerns me. He accused that Galaxy Ranger of killing Robin without any evidence whatsoever, but said nothing about her connection to that memory zone meme or why he was stalking you. It was a groundless accusation, which only serves to make him seem more suspicious.
Apa Aventurine punya rencana lain? Tapi kenapa dia melakukan itu ya? Dia sedang membuat saja. Apa Aventurine punya rencana lain?
Maybe Aventurine's goal was never to gain our trust. Maybe he wanted to foster a feeling of enmity towards Acheron and make the situation more volatile. Two birds, one stone. However, I asked Don Hung back on the Express to confirm that story about the Annihilation Gang and the lost messages. It wasn't something that Aventurine made up out of thin air. You've met her many times now. What's your impression of Miss Acheron?
Kalau kamu ketemu, kamu akan sadar. Dia orang yang sangat kuat. Ya kuat. Misterius, lembut. Sepertinya aku tidak bisa mengingatnya. Kuat? Ya kuat sih. Wow. Berarti anggapannya kalau ngomong mewah itu bukan dia yang mau ucapkan gitu.
That fits the stereotype of a Galaxy Ranger to a T. They're eccentric, predictable, and fond of being alone. No wonder she's a suspect.
Kenapa omongan gue pindah? Gue jadi mewah juga omongannya. Oh no, Wabin. Wabin Mons.
I hope it's not too soon to bring it up.
Ya kan?
But I feel like Miss Robin isn't actually dead, but that she's still alive and well.
Percaya saja.
Somewhere. But everything's just some horrible prank.
Percaya aku kan. Percaya.
Aren't we supposed to be inside a dream? How could someone die in a beautiful dreamscape like this?
Percaya, Mats. Let's
Shouldn't
go.
only good
Percaya.
things happen here?
Percaya saja, Mats.
Whenever I see the Grand Theater, I just can't stop all these thoughts from flooding my head.
Kita akan mengembalikan semua mimpi menjadi normal.
Yeah, of course. At times like this, we're so lucky to have our crew. The family and the IPC. Everyone has their own plans going on. Everyone's still having a great time out there on the streets. Nobody knows what's happened. It's all so unreal. As if Firefly, Miss Robin, and us we're all outsiders from another world.
Ya emang undangan kan.
Aw, what a mess. I really want a nice cool drink
Ayo,
of soda to help me calm
betak-tik.
down. But then I'd be just like everyone else out on the streets.
Padahal gue mau tate.
Looks like Aventurine doesn't need anything else. Let's turn our attention to the family's assignment for now. Himiko, what do you think?
Among our current clues, the two murders that she witnessed are the most directly connected. I suggest starting here. One thing I'm curious about is, if a person dies in a dream, what happens to them in real life? Seeing as we're at the family's behest, why not pop back out to reality and verify Miss Firefly's situation back at the hotel? Perhaps we could also make a few inquiries about her while out there.
How about we split off into two groups? There are still some things worth focusing on inside the dreamscape. I'll investigate those and we can link up again later.
Okay, what?
Worth focusing on? Oh. No problem. I'll leave it to you then.
Haha, yang menarik, Wet. Kamu mau ngapain, Wet? Wet mau ketemu sama Maita. My XP. My Kianawas. Katanya sih gitu. Menaik, okay.
Huh? Aw, I thought I'd finally get to see Himiko and Mr. Yang go out on a mission together. Oh well. Take care then, Mr. Yang.
I will. Keep in touch.
No, kenapa misah-misah? Wet ngapain ini?
Honored guest, could you come out for a second?
Anjay.
I'd be embarrassed too, getting stared at like that.
Forgive me. My name is Welt Yang. I'm one of the crew members on the Astral Express. I believe you've met my colleagues.
Welt.
What?
Is there something about my name?
Well.
First, don't you want to know my name?
I already do, Miss Acheron. You're a prominent figure in Penacony.
What are they saying about me?
Some claim that you're the real culprit behind these murders, that the Annihilation Gang's tragic fate at the banquet was a result of your blade. And that you're now attempting to unleash another bloodbath on Penacony.
Tapi menariknya Wet gak tahu dia Mei. Tapi si Cewon ini sadar Wet dia mengingat sesuatu, ingatan yang gak tahu kemana, tiba-tiba ingat tapi mukbang gitu kayak ya gitu lah kayak what gitu kayak nggak asing lah.
Annihilation gang.
Oh,
Ifrit
let's go.
of Everflame Mansion.
Tragic fate. That Duke turned his dying body to flames and sacrificed his life as a martyr. He was a determined and heroic pathstrider. Not even a villain should be disparaged like this. And what's more, there were plenty of suspects invited. Do they really think that a blade is more dangerous than that black hole you're wielding?
Keen intuition. Not even the family managed to point out the truth behind this cane. So you must surely know, Miss Acheron, that peering into a black hole is not a wise move. As a potential threat, your knowledge of us has reached uncomfortable depths. Reveal your true identity and intentions. Otherwise, brace yourself for gravitational disintegration.
What?
That shouldn't be necessary. But if it makes the Nameless feel less defensive, I'll be happy to abide. Believe it or not, Galaxy Ranger, Acheron. Those are the names I go by to this very day. My trip to Penacony is solely to fulfill an old, final request. I'm here for the Watchmaker's legacy. And that's it.
Keinginan Tawahi, wow. Berarti kalau udah selesai, udah nggak ada tujuan hidup dia. Let's make a legacy.
I think I've been honest enough.
Still unwilling to reveal your true identity?
It's not that I don't want to. It's just that I can't. I've come so far, and I can't sum up all of that in just a few words. Everyone has their own unspeakable past. Secrets that they don't want to be revealed. And I won't be asking any more questions, such as why the Astral Express is roaming around the cosmos with a Stellaron on board.
Dengan sebuah Stellaron, anjay.
Is she okay? That memo keeper didn't do anything, right?
She's fine. Let's just stick with the topic. Gaining my trust depends on how much you're willing to reveal.
I've run around many different Penacony dreamscapes just to try and find that legacy. And during this period, I came into contact with quite a few guests. In the process, I gradually came to realize the secret of Penacony may be closely related to the Trailblaze. That's why I've come to ask for your help. I don't have enough proof yet, but I'd like to speculate something. The source of all tragedy lies within the family. If you could trust me, we could find the proof to support this claim together. Mr. Yang, I think you've come to the same conclusion, haven't you?
Let's leave it at that. For now, I'll choose to believe that you bear no hostility. Share your findings with me and me alone. I don't want vague conjecture to interfere with other people's judgments before we find solid proof.
Okay.
By the way, would you like something to drink? Before we go, how about 2 cups of Wake the Heck Up? No,
Like the heck.
4 cups.
4 cups.
Because
Wow.
the conversation coming up will last forever.
Anjay. 4 cup. Mabok tuh.
I've been watching her closely for a while now, and the first invitation was in the banquet hall of the hotel. She just sat in one corner, keeping silent, chugging down a couple cups of Wake the Heck Up.
What the heck? Ah.
I told her it's a pungent, bitter beverage, not the taste of sweet dreams, only for people allergic to Soul Glad. And she said,
Really? But I don't taste any difference at all between them.
guest rooms are charmingly minimalist. An aesthetic you share, Miss Acheron.
Miss Acheron.
It's a cinch. This music box. The invitation received by the Annihilation Gang. There are latent memories that linger on it yet.
Kotak musik kayang
You see, memories of you are not yours alone. They travel in other people, other things. I know much, and I can predict even more. With some help, the dead can be made to speak.
Orang mati pun bisa berbicara.
The Annihilation Gang, that band of desperados who all disappeared after meeting you. What exactly happened to them? Well, let me reveal all.
Gradation 12. Dreamscape 12.
Father.
I dedicate this to you.
Kok suaranya kayak FireFly ya? Bukan ya? Bukan.
Wherever they go, shall be met.
Ya ini kayak Duke Inferno. Oh, yang cewek yang Animation Gang.
There it
ya,
is.
ada.
It's hazy, but it's Ifrit's voice. The other one is probably his progeny. This is the residual memory from when the invitation was first delivered. They were abruptly interrupted. Then, what happened next is...
They sought refuge in the land of sleep, merely wishing for undisturbed rest, away from the storms.
Tapi menarik sih kalau yang kematian itu sebenarnya dari itu.
Flame, this marks your rite of passage.
Hawi kalian menjadi dewasa.
I alone am enough.
When have thou on the path of destruction feared death?
Nggak ada, destruction itu nggak takut mati bang.
The Everflame Mansion has set out on a journey. Those poor people, they have no idea what lies in wait ahead of them. Memory recovery is going well, but slowly. She'll be here soon, and time is short. There's nobody else here, so there's no need to be delicate. In fact, I think I'd better go all out. What happened? The memory after that is blank. How is that possible? This music box fell into Acheron's hands, and she brought it to Penacony. That's a fact, and that's how it should have gone. But along the way... it's like it's been erased. Who's done this?
Wow.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
It's... no. Is this not a memory?
Oh, a memo keeper.
Oh, man.
Do you serve the Garden of Recollection? Or the Cremators? My name is Constance.
Oh,
A
Constance.
pleasure
Ya.
to meet you.
Si
We were
Animation Gang.
supposed to meet in Penacony and spend an unforgettable time together.
Anjay.
But that seems unrealistic. Dahlia's not welcome on the banquet star, and I don't need a coming-of-age ceremony. And you, I know what you're looking for. Want her secret? I can give it to you, and then you can enjoy the banquet for me.
Bisa without tipe semuanya untukku.
I wish you unforgettable memories.
Wanna listen in?
A few days ago, the IPC made an announcement.
PC mengumumkan
Under the
apa?
watchful guidance of the Marketing Development Department, and in accordance with the Interstellar Peace Charter, the independent Sigonian sovereignty has hereby been established, and shall take a legislative seat at the Interstellar Congress. The formation of the Sigonian sovereignty is of great historical significance to the Sigonia system. This move puts an end to the planet's long and bloody history, turning the sensational Kataka-Abjin extinction event into a distant memory.
Sigonia 4 is located in an unclaimed zone at the intersection
Sigonia
of the
4.
Denise, Prothean, and Dorneau star clusters. The planet's surface environment is known for being extremely harsh, constantly faced with the threat of impact from small-scale celestial objects. This is why very few intelligent species have made this planet their home, dividing themselves into several tribes to eke out nomad lifestyles as they struggle to survive the arid desert wilderness. They have developed their own folk beliefs that are independent of the Eon belief system.
Sigonia. Sigonia. Ravenous eye of the storm, spurned by all the gods.
Ini Avantoin ta?
Land of rock, but not water. Lightning, but not rain. Blood, but not tears. You beat us with your falling stars. You lash us with wind and storm. You chew us up with the cracked earth. You promised us a land of honey, yet yoked us beneath a sword of bitterness. Oh, Gaia, Traiblaze, if thou can hear me, please open up thy three eyes and gaze upon this child. When you took his
Oh ya
father,
Sigonia. Ya Sigonia
my
Avantoin benar.
child was still sleeping in my belly. And where my husband went, I too soon must go. I don't ask for a peaceful death. Just for you to tell me, does the baby swaddled sweetly asleep? Does he dream of his mother's heartbeat and the sound of falling rain? Please tell me whether this life is all just a fleeting dream. Otherwise, why would this child be born to face impending death?
Mommy! Mommy! Mommy, the rain. It's raining.
It's raining.
Raining? Raining.
It is raining. It's true. Those Outworlders weren't lying to us. They really did summon the rain. Mommy, we can leave here. We can go back home.
Back home.
Thank you.
Gaiathra Triclops. You came. Do you hear that?
Kuyata Triclops.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Darling, listen. This is the sound of rain. On the day
lucky child. Such a blessed child. Just like your name. A gift from them to Avjen. My boy. May the goddess Gaia
Semoga Dewi Kai Dewa menutup matanya Tiwai.
keep your
Biarlah
blood
darahmu mengalir samanya.
and your schemes.
Semoga tipu muslihatmu tidak pernah ketahuan. Anjay.
Welcome to this sad world,
Kakak
Kakavasha.
Time to wake up, gambler.
Oh, heavens. I must have drunk too much Soul Glad. Didn't expect you to be back so soon. How is it? Find anything?
Just as you guessed. Nobody outside knows about Robin's death. There aren't even baseless conspiracy theories. They're still streaming the rehearsal for her ceremony. Using a stand-in, I guess. They must be dreaming.
Of course. Who could imagine that death would actually descend upon the idyllic dream created by the family? Let alone that the victim would be the female lead of the Charmony Festival. To be honest with you, I didn't believe it. I even tested it a few times myself. Until I discovered that I couldn't actually die. Whenever there's any danger, I'm forced awake by the dream pool, and it's all as if everything were just a nightmare.
Udah dicoba ya.
That's why I'm convinced that there are a few big secrets lurking behind the scenes.
Then you must have heard about the Memory Zone meme. When I graciously deigned to establish connections with the Oak family on your behalf, they were quite in a pitiful state of disarray. Besides Robin, there was another body. I don't know the exact details, just that it was a stowaway.
Stowaway.
2 murder cases? I told you something seemed off about the Nameless. She must have come across the other one. This murderer is a psycho. But I have to admit, the case should be easy to crack. We can leverage the family's malfeasance and let the IPC use this as a reason to intervene. It's just that their trickery runs deeper than I thought. Robin's stand-in was all ready to go. These 2 murders are definitely getting hushed up. What should we do? Let me think. It's too rare an opportunity to miss out on, so I gotta be careful.
Incredible, gambler. Have you already exhausted your limited repertoire of tricks so soon?
There are plenty of chips, but it'd be best to choose carefully. The most straightforward has to be Robin. Remember? That masked fool once told me to find a mute as a friend. Robin is what she calls the mute. She has lost her voice, and while most people can't pick up on it, you and I cannot mistake that sound. Not produced by any voice box, but rather by the resonance of the harmony.
Robin adalah yang dia sebut sebagai awam bisu. Robin kehilangan suaranya. Dan meskipun kebanyakan orang tidak menyadarinya, kamu dan aku tidak akan mungkin merawatkan suara itu. Yang dihasilkan bukan oleh pita suara manapun, melainkan oleh resonansi harmoni.
If that girl hadn't gone hoarse from singing practice, there'd only be one possibility. Something was up with the family. Or Robin herself. To get to the bottom of this, I tried every way I could to meet her. But she died. Right before my very eyes.
A complete and utter loss. Incidentally, it seems to have resulted in your rather undignified arrival on the interrogation stand. There were eyewitnesses at the scene, and the family, in their graciousness, has tentatively accepted your alibi. However, For the foreseeable future, you shall, regrettably, find yourself under the vigilant watch of the Hounds.
Well, things aren't looking too optimistic, Doctor. I'm starting to break out in a cold sweat. Do you reckon there's still any chance of a comeback, given how things are?
A probability? Yes, it exists, but it verges on the infinitesimal. To phrase it in a manner more befitting the vernacular of Penacony, you're dreaming.
Tawa sa pamimpi.
But if you simply can't control yourself and want to try your hand, then there just so happens to be a suitable candidate. That man wants to see you again.
Who?
Sunday.
Yep.
Is this a public hearing or a private trial?
If it were the former, it would hardly befit my stature to stoop to the role of a mere messenger.
Fine. Well, that's great. It's all great. You see, the dead can't talk, but the living can. Ratio, I'm convinced now that there must be something wrong inside the family. Just you wait and see.